Hey, today I'm going to be talking to you about the third installment of my marketing offer off market deals, and that is paid marketing, which is a huge game changer. I know a lot of people don't like to pay for stuff, but if you really want to get your business to the next level, then this is the video that you want to pay attention to because paid marketing is going to make all the difference in how fast and how many deals you're able to put together. So watch this video. Hope it helps. And as always, happy hunting. Talk to you soon. Hello and welcome once again. I am your host, Art, also known as a real estate vet. Welcome to the third part in our marketing series on how to build wealth with real estate, how to generate massive money for yourself. And this is all with starting from zero. So in the first two videos, I talked about how to market if you have no money and you just are getting started, things that you can do for cheap. I talked about things that you can do that are like indirect and how you can do those and they don't cost a lot of money. Now, today we're going to be talking about part three and finding off market deals. So let's get right into it. So, what the first thing you need to know is that this is direct marketing. Direct marketing is one of my favorite ways to market just because you can control it. With direct marketing, you pay to play. You're spending money at this point. A lot of times, if you're new, direct marketing can sound pretty intimidating because the numbers I'm probably going to share with you are going to sound like, wow, I can't see myself doing that. But I assure you, I felt the same way when I started. I thought there's no way I could afford to do that kind of marketing. But the truth of the matter is, once you did get a deal or two done and under your belt, as long as you're smart with your money and put it back into your business, then you definitely can direct market and spend money the way I'm going to talk about spending money and direct marketing. But let's have a look at direct marketing and understand there's a high cost. But the reason it's a high cost is because you have a lot more control in the outcome. And I'm going to explain that in a second. In the past, like I said, there's paid or no sweat equity marketing. Sweat equity marketing or sweat marketing is when you're basically out doing stuff. You're putting out flyers and things that we talked about in some of the other videos. Those things you can save money on because you're doing them yourself, but because it's just you're not as effective as direct marketing or paid marketing. Direct marketing, as I said, is high cost, but it's scalable, it's controllable. In the past, we talked about the sweat marketing, cheap, but it's not consistent because you're just not going to do as well as something where you're paying for it. Relationship marketing is cheap, but it's not consistent. It takes a little bit of money more than sweat marketing, but it's not consistent. Paid marketing is expensive. It's expensive. It's relative. I'll explain that. Relative because you spend a lot of money on paid marketing and you get a lot of results for what you're paying for. So it's very consistent, but it doesn't do you any good if you don't use it the right way. So if you're just starting out, let's say you got some money, you got $20,000, $30,000 that you got from some other source, and you're ready to put it into paid marketing. You can do that, but if you don't process these leads and these deals right, then you're going to waste your money. And I don't want you to waste your money. So I'm going to talk about that. Direct marketing is the favorite of all the pros. So if it's someone who's on a larger scale or someone who's actually built a scalable business, then this is something that's going to be beneficial. And most of them are going to do direct marketing because they would rather pay for the consistent process than to be cheap and not be able to get consistent results. So before I go further, let's take a moment and talk. I want to show you my sponsor and talk about some of the stuff that we offer in Rent to Wealth. Hey, this is Art Veal, a real estate vet. I want to take this time to invite you to invest with us in our commercial wealth fund. If you ever have extra cash that you've taken out of a deal, hey, you know me. If you watch my videos, you know that I'm a big advocate for taking single family real estate and quick turning it and using those funds in commercial and then using your money to buy and hold in commercial real estate. Well, if you're intimidated by commercial or not sure if it's something you want to get into, at least not by yourself, then come and check out our passive real estate wealth fund. You can earn a great return. You get tax benefits. You can start with as little as $10,000. You'll get regular distributions. You'll get to learn commercial while you earn. You'll learn about capital structuring, which is vital to commercial real estate success. You'll also learn why commercial is better than residential. And you'll be able to understand your investment and have transparency because we're very transparent. You'll get to reinvest profits once we have a liquidity event, which is always a big deal when we have one of those liquidity events and we tell everyone how much they're getting over on their money. You also get to learn a lot of commercial strategies, and there's so many more benefits. So why don't you take a moment, click on the link below this, set up a call. We'll get on a call. We'll explain how the program works. We'll see if it's a good fit for you, and you can join our commercial wealth fund today. It's a great opportunity. So, hey, without further ado, I don't want to hold you up anymore. Until next time, happy hunting. Okay, so welcome back. And like I said, we're talking about direct marketing, paid marketing. It is the favorite of larger scale investors because you can control the outcome much better. It is what I do at this point in my career. We only do direct marketing. We don't do any sweat marketing. I still do some relationship marketing just because of the fact that it makes sense to do relationship marketing a lot of times, and it's not hurting anyone. So if that makes any sense, it's always going to bring a deal every once in a while. Again, I talked in the last video about being embarrassed. Especially when you're starting out, people are embarrassed when they're talking about their marketing and telling people that they're out buying property and things like that. One of the benefits, it should not be the primary benefit, but one of the benefits of direct marketing is that no one has to know with direct marketing except your pocketbook. Your spouse or significant other, if you're spending money out of your joint account, they are going to know that you are doing direct marketing because it is going to hit your wallet. But other than that, you don't have to tell your friends. You don't have to keep it all out in the open, and you can do it anonymously, I guess, if you want to say. So that's a benefit. That shouldn't be your main benefit because, again, at the end of the day, as far as being embarrassed, who cares? People are embarrassed until they make some money. And then once people see you making money, then they love you. Just do it. Don't worry about being embarrassed. Direct marketing rule is you get what you put in, is what you get out. So if you go cheap on direct marketing, you're going to get cheap results. And you're going to say, oh man, I didn't get the results I wanted. Did you set your results for realistic expectations? Because you get out of it what you put in. So it's very important that you make sure you put in the right amount, right amount of time, and all that kind of stuff. Now, the other thing with direct marketing is you're going to spend your time or your energy setting it up. So once you get it set up, it runs on autopilot. So you don't have to do anything. Compare that to sweat marketing or sweat equity marketing. When you're out putting out flyers, if you don't get up on Tuesday and put out flyers, you're not going to get any calls from flyers on Tuesday because you didn't do it. Direct marketing, you can set it up, you can let it work for you and just sit back and collect the leads. Now, on this part, I'm going to talk about how direct marketing typically works. The most important, newsflash before I go any further. This is the most important line. If you watch this video, if you get nothing else from this video, get this one line that I'm about to tell you. With direct marketing, it is all about the list. The list is the list of names or addresses or phone numbers that you are going to reach out to. If you don't have a good list of people to reach out to, then your results are going to suffer from that. Put it to the way of thinking about your body. If you're overweight and out of shape and you don't work out, you don't eat healthy, you don't do anything to try to get in better shape, what you put in, meaning you don't put much in, is what you're getting out. You're not going to get much out of it. The same way with the list. If you don't take the time to get a good list, then it's not going to work out for you. So the first thing you're going to do is secure a list. I'm going to talk about that in the next slide about what it means to secure a list. Then you're going to choose your marketing channel, and that's how you're going to actually market to this list. And I'm going to discuss those points. And then you're going to market to the list through that channel. And then you're going to get leads in that fit your list criteria. So whatever your list is, you're going to get people that have that problem or they meet that criteria. So that's where it all starts. It starts with your list. You have to have a good list in to get good leads out. The next thing is direct marketing channels. So the direct marketing channels are the ways that you're going to market to people. They mean something, but you have to decide what makes sense for you. Some of them have better results than others. So let's go through a few of these direct marketing channels. The first one is postcards or mail, snail mail. This is one of the tried and true. It's been going on since forever, since they've been doing mail, direct mail. If you've ever got a postcard in your mail that says, hey, want to sell your house or we buy houses or anything like that, is direct mail from someone trying to convince you or seeing if you're interested in selling your house or your grandparents' house or your parents' house. A lot of times they hit up a certain area, certain criteria from their list, and they'll send out postcards. So that's one channel, and that channel it performs like it always does. One of the benefits of the postcards and mail is that unlike phones and things like that, they can't block mail. They can't stop mail from coming in. mail gets delivered. Now, on the negative side of mail, in some cases, there have been instances where mail people, the people that actually deliver the mail, have actually dumped postcards or mail and they don't deliver them. So they'll get, let's say you were doing a large batch of mail and they've got to pass it out in their area. There's a chance that they don't deliver them. So there's one of the ways that I learned to market with direct mail is by hitting up an entire zip code. So you would pick a zip code and you would tell the post office, I want to send a postcard to every single address in this zip code. I was not a big fan of this, but I read it and thought about it and said, hey, I'm going to try it. And the results were, now I would never do that, but the results, some people have great results with it. Some people don't. I did not. And I'm always concerned if the postman sees or the post person sees all of your mail going to each house, there's a chance they could possibly dump it. I don't want to say that's the norm because I don't believe that's the norm, but with it going to every single address in a zip code, there's a chance that they could dump your mail. So that's just one of the risks. Next is text message marketing. Text message marketing is when you hire a service. Your list would consist of cell phone numbers of people in your area or whatever criteria you've set. And then that service would send a blast out to all those people on that list saying, hey, would you like to sell your house? Are you interested in selling your house? If so, text me back. Or if so, call me at this number. This works because some people will be interested. You're going to get a lot of people that are pissed. How did you get my number? Stop. Do not call me. Don't lose this number. Go to hell. You're going to get a bunch of those. That's just the nature of the beast. But text message marketing, a lot of investors like text message marketing because it's a cheaper way to do what we're doing and be successful with it. So text message marketing is cheaper than direct mail. So that's one way to look at it. Next thing is TV ads. Now, TV ads are not direct marketing, meaning that everybody that sees your TV ad is not your prospect. That's just a fact of life. But it hits a large, massive group of people in an area or in your state or in your city. And so you have a better chance of seeing people saying it because of the fact that it hits so many people that you have a better chance that your prospect will see it. What I will tell you about TV ads is you cannot run one. I did TV ads for years and you have to run it as a sequence. So it runs every so often. And you do have to negotiate with the TV channels or the services so that it gets on. You have to be very specific about the time that your commercials are going to get on. So sometimes you can pay for it to go on during a football game, which is a lot more expensive. Sometimes you can pay for it to go on in the middle of the night and it's a lot cheaper. Some people pay for it to go on. If you've ever seen those videos, they used to be the infomercials that used to come on TV and it would be Carlton Sheets or somebody like that selling how to buy houses. They did that because you could basically run a 30-minute infomercial in the middle of the night for about $20. And so you could spend a couple of $1,000s running a bunch of those infomercials, and people that are up late worried about their bills or up late worried about what they're going to do would see this ad and or this infomercial and they would call on it. Same way with buying houses. You can put out the ad on a bunch of different times during the day, during the night. And as long as you can keep up the consistency, it will generate some leads with you, although it is not direct. So you're going to get people from all walks of life. You're going to get people with all kinds of situations. People that are looking to buy houses are going to call you. It's not as controlled because it's not direct. Email marketing campaigns are a great way it's again, very similar to text message. You're sending out a blast of emails. You got email addresses from your list, and those emails are going to go out to a large number of people and with hopes that people are going to respond. Now, email marketing is a little bit more complicated. You can't do it yourself. You can do it yourself, but it's very difficult because a lot of people don't like spam email. And what'll happen is if you send it out to a lot of people and they mark it in their email client as spam, then it will eventually block your email or your domain from even being able to send out email because they'll categorize it as a spam email address. The other thing with email marketing is that services, most people have Gmail, they have Yahoo Mail, they have Hotmail. Most services have gotten very good at blocking email marketing campaigns, so they're not as effective as they used to be. Some of them will send your email straight to spam before you even get a chance for the prospect to even get a chance to see it. But it's cheaper. So where on, let's say, postcards, you might have done 10,000 people. In email campaigns, you can do 150,000 people, and you're probably going to get around the same number of people to see it, possibly. So that's where that goes. Paid social. So this is for things like Instagram and Facebook. Now, I've done Facebook campaigns. I did Facebook campaigns when they first came out a long time ago, and I had really good success with them. You spend a lot of money. Same way with Google AdWords. Went to a seminar. I'll tell you a quick story. Went to a seminar back when Google was fresh and new, and went to a seminar about raising private money. And seminar was good. It was very interesting. I got a lot of information, but I had already raised a little bit of private money when I went to the seminar. So I knew it was possible. And that was one of the biggest things, getting over that mindset that is possible. And one of the guys stood up in the meeting, in the seminar. This is a huge seminar, and they could ask questions. And a guy talked about how he ran an ad on Google AdWords, and this was when it was fresh, and he was having so much success with it, and everybody basically just ignored him. They were talking while he was telling everybody and everything else. He wasn't a speaker. He was somebody in the audience. And I ended up talking to the guy. I found it interesting. I had never run AdWords before. And I talked to the guy. He said literally he had mortgaged his house with the second mortgage to pay for these ads because he was so hard spent on getting these ads out. And they were doing such a good job of generating money for him that he really loved it. Paid social has become so business now. It is not fresh and new. It is very much a tried and true way of marketing that you probably, if you don't have any experience doing this, you're probably going to need some help, because you got to do things like find keywords, you got to designate your area, and you got to do all kinds of things to save you money so you don't spend too much money doing paid social. But it definitely works. It will definitely get you leads coming in. It is more like direct, but it's not exactly direct. See, direct marketing is just, I want people that have this, and then marketing brings me people that only have this. That's direct. It's like, think of it like indirect marketing is like shooting something with a shotgun. The shotgun blast splatters everywhere. But direct marketing is with the sniper rifle. I hit that target, and it's going to hit each target the way it's supposed to. So paid social is definitely something to consider, but you are going to spend some money, and you're probably going to need professional help to do it. Zillow profile marketing. This is another one that's really good, because a lot of people, when they're considering selling their house, they go on Zillow to try to get an idea of value. Now, there's a whole argument whether or not Zillow is actually showing the right value, but for our purposes of getting in front of those people and saying, we want to buy your house, Zillow profile marketing is an excellent way to do that. So that's something you might want to consider. Zillow is mostly set up for realtors, but if you do a couple of things, they will open it up for you to advertise as an investor. You just have to categorize yourself properly. If anybody's interested in that, I can do another video on how to set up Zillow profile marketing. Next is YouTube ads. YouTube is another one that's paid social. Very effective. You can be on videos that are around the top. They can be very strategic as far as putting you in front of the right people. It is more direct, but it's not as direct, because it's not as direct as you would like, because you don't know who's actually watching YouTube. YouTube has a lot of information about their user, but they won't know that. They can find someone that's looking for videos on selling a house or things like that, but they won't know if that person is the actual homeowner or something like that. They don't have that ability, but it's definitely something to consider. Any way that you can advertise that allows you to specify your audience, which is most technology platforms allow you to specify your audience, is going to be some form of direct marketing. So these are the different channels. These are a lot of channels. The paid and social, the YouTube ad, and even the Zillow are very broad channels, because you can do a lot of stuff in there, but they all fall in the same category of direct marketing. The last one is, like I said, Google AdWords. I talked about that in paid social, but Google AdWords is a great way to market. And Google AdWords, I will say this, Facebook, Instagram, and all of those services, if you are advertising, those are people that typically aren't ready to make a purchasing decision at that moment. So you have to stay in front of them. But Facebook, at least it used to, do a great job of staying in front of people, because it could track their interest. Since iPhone switched up their algorithm, it doesn't allow them to do that as well, but it's still a consideration. Google AdWords is really good because they are usually searching exactly when they are trying to buy. So you got a much better chance of hitting your target. But again, it is costly, and it's going to take you some time to set it up. You're probably going to need professional help. So before we go on to the next thing, I'm going to talk about the value of list. Move my video down. Going to talk about the value of lists because again, I want to stress the importance of this. Let's take one more time and take a note from my sponsor and see if this is something that you're interested in. So take a look. Hey, this is Art Veal, a real estate vet. I wanted to take a moment to tell you about our mastermind. If you're interested, if you follow my page or any of my videos for any amount of time, you know the strategy that I preach, which is to, if you don't have a lot of money or credit or don't have a lot of real estate knowledge, to quick term real estate and then take that quick term single family real estate, make some money on it, and then put that money into commercial real estate. If you're struggling with how to do that, or you want to get help, or you want to get on the fast track to doing that quickly, I suggest joining my mastermind. Great way for you to learn quick term real estate the same way that I did it and built my company. We did over $3 million last year. And the year before that, we did just under $1 million. And when I say that, I mean profit, not, total sales of houses. That's actual profit. With our quick term mastermind, we're going to help you set up your company. If you need help with that, we're going to help you set up the marketing. We're going to take in all the calls and only give you the calls that make sense, that are worth negotiating. We're going to teach you how to negotiate so you know how to negotiate these deals quickly and easily. We're going to help you identify the deals. We're going to help you set up your financing so that you can purchase all the properties that you need to without worrying about how you're going to pay for them. We're going to help you assemble a superstar team. We're going to help you prep for resale. Once you own the property and once you finish negotiating everything, we're going to help you prep for resale. We're going to teach you to scale multiple deals so that you're doing multiple deals at any given time. And most importantly, this is like a master's in quick term real estate. There's a lot more to this. And the most important skill you're going to learn is how to cash the checks, because that's what you're going to be doing with this program, because we make money when you do. So our interest is vested in you being successful. So if you got a second, click on the link below. Join our hotel mastermind today. You can apply. Applications are open, and we'll look forward to working with you and hope to see you soon. Till next time, happy hunting. Now let's get back into this video. Okay, so welcome back to the value of list. Again, lists matter more than your channel. So no matter which way, in the previous post, the previous slide, no matter which way you choose to advertise, your list is going to be important. So I'm going to go over a couple of ways that your list, or a couple of ways people typically set up their list. First way is a pre-foreclosure list. Pre-foreclosure lists are a list of people that are 30, 60, and 90 days late on their mortgage. It is not someone who's in foreclosure, but they're typically behind on payments and the bank hasn't actually filed for foreclosure yet. This is a very specialized list, but getting this list can have really good value because you know that this person is struggling with paying and they might be considering what their options are before it becomes public record that it's a foreclosure, and then everybody goes after it once it's a foreclosure. Now, you might be asking, where do I get these lists from? There's a couple of services. There's a place called listsource.com, L-I-S-T source.com. There's also another service called, if you search a marketing list, you'll find a bunch of different services. I use ListSource because it's probably one of the best ones. There's some other ones that younger investors use. I don't want to say younger investors. There's some other younger services that are out that you can check out, but you just need to find a marketing list service and a service provider, and that'll be your list. Pre-foreclosures is an excellent way to find people that are distressed. Eviction list. These are people that have either gone through an eviction, which can be possible because they've gone through a foreclosure, or people that have filed evictions. This is an excellent list because you're going to hit a bunch of landlords that have filed evictions. And so there's a good chance they're frustrated. They don't want to deal with it. And so they filed evictions. So you might want to hit those landlords. Next is 20 to 30 year homeowner list. This is just what it sounds like. People that have been in their house 20, 30 years. Most people stay in a house for about 6 years, 4 to 6 years before they decide to move. People that have been in the house 20, 30 years, you're going to get a lot of seniors and people that are older, their kids have moved out, and now they're ready to go ahead and sell their property and be done with it. So this is another good list. 30, 60, 90 day delinquent is the pre-foreclosure list. Pre-foreclosure list might be that they filed, and then I think 30, 60, 90 means that they're just delinquent. This is a more specialized list. Pre-foreclosure list is they just got filed upon for foreclosure. City code violations. This is another common list that a lot of investors go after, with the logic being that if they've got city code violations, they're probably going to want to sell the house and they're probably not going to want to keep up with the property. And so there might be a lot of opportunity for distressed owners that are interested in selling. That's another list. Insurance claims list. So this is a list of people that have had insurance claims recently. Not as direct a list because sometimes they're having insurance claims and they're just fixing their house. Other times they've had claims and they actually moved from the house because of the damage. And so they might be interested in selling the house. You'll get a lot of fire damage properties from insurance claims list. There are some investors that specifically deal with insurance claim and fire damage properties because that's a niche a lot of people don't want to touch. And whenever you find a niche where a lot of people don't want to touch it, there's an opportunity for to make some money there. Next is senior citizen homeowners. This is similar to the 2030 homeowner list, but just the fact that they're senior citizens, you'll miss some of them in the 2030 year list because they haven't stayed in the house 20 to 30 years, but they're senior citizens. They might be ready to move on to a nursing home or something like that, or assisted living home, and they might be interested in selling their house. Estate list. This is people that have usually inherited a property from passing of a relative. And so they've got an estate list and they've got to liquidate the property. This is good because you get a lot of people that are out of state. They moved out of state, their mother or father passed, and now they have to sell the house and they don't want to deal with it because they're out of state. They will want somebody easy to make it easy for them to go and just sell the house without having to fly back and all that kind of stuff. Past due tax list. This is another good list of people that are behind on their taxes. In certain areas, this list is going to be huge. In other areas, it's not going to be as large. But again, past due taxes are distressed owners. And so that's another person, another group that you might want to look at. Divorce list. This is another good one. People that divorce typically don't stay in the same house together. So a lot of times when they divorce, the husband and wife are going to split the proceeds of the divorce. And so they need to sell the house and they're looking for someone that can help them with that. Just people that file divorces because it's public record. You can get that information from a list source and you can use that list to mail to. For sale by owner list. This is another list that you can get. These are people that do want to sell their house and they don't want to go through a realtor. So they are, for whatever reason, trying to save the money or the time or the energy of going through a realtor and they just want to sell it themselves. So you can hit those lists up and say, hey, I'm an easy way to sell it for cash and see if you have any luck there. Expired realtor listing list. Now, this is a great list. These are people that had the house listed for sale. It did not sell for whatever reason, and now their listing has expired with the realtor. You usually have to get this list from a realtor, but if you got a realtor, what I usually do, or what I would do in this situation, what I've done in the past, is I'll become friends or make a relationship with the realtor, and I'll say, hey, give me a list of expired listings in a certain area. Everything, if I buy anything out of this list, I'll make sure that I sell it with you. So when I sell the property, then I'll sell it through you. And a lot of realtors are okay with that and they'll help you out in that respect. But be respectful of their time because they're not making any money doing this list. Just ask and then make sure you give them a trade-off of this is how they can make some money from it. So the cost for direct marketing, let's talk about that. You have to decide a budget when you're direct marketing. There are 4 things you want to ask yourself. The biggest question is, what can you afford to spend consistently? What can you constantly afford to spend monthly? So figure out a monthly budget that you're going to go with. Then you're going to choose your marketing channel, however you're going to go market, and that's going to let you know how much you're going to be able to get out. Next, you're going to market to the list through that channel. And then the most important step, the step that everybody fails on, is process the calls that come in from your marketing. So many people spend thousands of dollars on marketing and then they don't actually pick up the phone or they don't actually call the people back or they don't actually go out and make offers on properties. If you do all of that, you are wasting your time. The goal is to make offers on properties. So you have to process the calls that come in from your marketing. I see way too many investors failing with this because they did the marketing and then they say the marketing doesn't work because they only got 20 phone calls. But in that 20 phone calls, you only needed one phone call to be somebody that could sell you a house or portfolio of houses. So you got to process the calls. So last thing I want to talk about is the 3 types of marketing. This is the conclusion of this whole marketing setup that I've put together about all the ways to market. Listen, there are millions of dollars in these strategies: direct marketing, indirect marketing, and relationship marketing. Direct marketing is going to be your go-to. That's your number one, but it's going to cost you the most. Indirect marketing is going to be your middle ground. If you're just starting out, don't have a lot of money, you're going to do indirect marketing. Relationship marketing, you should do all the time. It's not going to be consistent. You never know when you're going to get a deal from it. But hey, a deal is a deal. And if you put out relationship marketing for months and months, and you get one deal out of it, and that deal pays for all of that time and then some, then it was worth it. So and you'll probably get more than one with relationship marketing. So it's not bad to do, but do not sleep on these. Everybody that's made significant money in real estate, quick turning or fixing flips, or either purchasing the rehab or buying whole strategies, 99.9% of them have used these ways to market unless they're going through a realtor. Any of these ways is going to give you much better deals. In most cases, I would say in about 99% of the cases, you're going to get a better deal going through these marketing channels versus going through a realtor. It's just a matter of you putting in the work and getting the return and making something of it. So thank you for this marketing. I hope this has been helpful for you, this whole series on marketing. Next, I'm going to talk about how to process calls, how to deal with calls, and what you should do when calls come in. I hope this has been helpful for you. One more commercial break from my sponsor. Hey, this is Art Veal, a real estate vet, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Do us a favor and rate this video. We always like to know what we're putting out and how people are responding to it. Make sure that it's relevant information that's helping you along in your real estate or your business journey. So we can't do that without getting some feedback. So do me a favor really quick and go below and rate this video. If you ever have a question or want to know how you can, if we can help you in any way, then send me an email at a.real.estate.vet@gmail.com. I'd be happy to give you some information or anything I can that'll help out. Until next time, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look to see you next time. As always, happy hunting. And again, I thank you for getting on these. Hopefully these are helpful for you. If they are, mark in the comments. Just let me know your thoughts. If you've got other things that I missed out on that I should add in another video, let me know. I'm happy to share. And as always, happy hunting. Till next time, guys. Talk to you later.